Yo, what's good, YouTube? ZAMCRO here, aka Scoop. As you can see, we've got turn 5 here in OP Dragonaut versus K Kirby. This is the Pokemon Battle Federation Season number 9 Finals. So what had happened, I missed the first 5 turns, but what had happened was Sebi led with Landorus, Kirby led with Scizor. Kirby just U-turned out as Landorus got rid of Scizor's item. Pretty sure it was the Aqua Berry, don't quote me on that, but I've never seen Kirby run anything other than that. Then he U-turned into his Weavile, forcing the Landorus out. As the Weavile went for Icicle Crash, the Diancie came in, took the Icicle Crash pretty comfortably, and I actually missed what had happened between that. What I think had happened was Diancie got rocks up, Mew got rid of rocks, Greninja came in on the Mew, and Sylveon comes in on the Greninja. So, like I said, I was a little bit unprepared for this. The match wasn't supposed to start for another 15 minutes or so, but they went ahead and got started. I don't blame them. The finals is here. Let's go. So I played both of these guys in the regular season, where I defeated Sebi, lost to Kirby 0-1 in a very fantastic game, and I beat Sebi with a crit. So both players have played throughout the season way better than I did, phenomenal, or things like that. Both deserving to be in the finals here, and they actually had a match in week 7 where they met, where both teams were 6-0 at the time. And Sebi was able to win the first match. Something I noticed about the last match was Kirby brought Seismitoad and Porygon 2, I believe. Oh, he does bring the Seismitoad in this one too. So looking at their teams, Sebi sent me his squad for recording purposes so that I would have some insight into his squad. I didn't have time to go into that. Like I said, as soon as I clocked out of work, this battle was already going on. I know Landorus is a Ground EMZ variant. I know Azumarill is a Choice Band variant. And that's about all I know of Sebi's team. And Kirby's team, I know nothing except that it was probably an Aqua Berry Scizor and probably a Calm Mind Oricorio. So far, 0 knockouts, 0 big damages either. Not too big of damage going out in either way. I don't know if Sebi was to risk. I guess he could calc the damage there, since this looked to be an offensive Landorus. And that damage probably reveals more of a bulky Mew. I don't know if you risk it here. Mew doesn't look to be too big of a threat offensively or defensively. So I'm not sure you just stay in here and try to knock out the Mew. But if he does decide to click the Tectonic Rage here, he could very well take out the Mew if he does outpace. It's a little bit risky though. Mew does get access to Ice Beam and Blizzard, a few other things as well. He's got a couple different options he could go for here. So the keys to victory for both players, I think, is going to be, for Sebi, it's definitely the Greninja, and using Azumarill and Xurkitree to open up holes for Greninja to blast through things like Sylveon and Seismitoad. I think that's fantastic, an idea anyway. So Sebi goes out into his Xurkitree as the Mew roosts up, and Kirby's response to Xurkitree is the Sylveon, which gets almost one-shotted by the Thunderbolt here. Easily going to be able to pick him off with an Energy Ball or a Hidden Power Grass or something like that if he wants to make a prediction here, predicting the Seismitoad to come in. Any move is going to knock out this, the Sylveon based on what that Thunderbolt just did at +3. However, the Xurkitree will fall asleep, so this Yawn, Yawn's actually a pretty cool tech. I've enjoyed using Yawn in the past. It's just something that if your opponent doesn't want to fall asleep, he will switch. And it's kind of like a momentum breaker. Fantastic. So in comes the Azumarill here. Is like I expected. Xurkitree kind of doesn't want to just drop there, doesn't want to be put to sleep either. So putting things to sleep with yawn is a really cool tech to break momentum and allow yourself to recover, as we're going to see here. He goes for the play rough though, so that's interesting. I'm assuming that he assumes that the seismitoad is potentially water absorbed. However, wow, if this Mew doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, he could very well be in for a treat here. As he misses the play rough, so that's really unfortunate there. Always hate to see a game go like that. It's never fun. However, it was likely that Sebi was just conditioning Kirby to roost up anyway, but now that Mew is at full, it gets an attack off while the Greninja comes in. So what Sebi wanted was to force the Mew to recover, to condition him to recover to get the free switch into Greninja. But yeah, it didn't work out there, a little bit unfortunate. So such is Pokemon though. In comes the Diancie here. So it just gets Will-O-Wisp. So Mew just content with just clicking the Will-O-Wisp there. And the Diancie comes in and reveals Heal Bell. So that's really cool. Gonna be able to relieve the burn on itself as well as Greninja. So K Kirby goes hard into the Scizor as Sebi pulls a switch out into his Xurkitree. I believe the Mew is in. Sebi has brought the Xurkitree in on Mew every time. Goes for a Thunderbolt here and gets the knockout without a boost. Gets a knockout without the boost. So that forces the Seismitoad in, or the Weavile. I guess the Sylveon's fine too to just click Yawn, force the switch out once again. I'm actually a big fan of this Sylveon set. I'm assuming it's Hyper Voice, and then Yawn, Protect, and Wish. So you can always Yawn, and you're guaranteed to get the knockout. I mean, the sleep, thanks to the Protect. So Sylveon has the Protect here. Very likely going to click it here. I don't know if Sebi allows Xurkitree to go to sleep, though. I don't think you do. And from this range, he can't knock him out with something like Energy Ball. It has to be Thunderbolt for the knockout if he wants the knockout. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. It'll be really, really interesting to see what happens here. He does switch out again. I think that was his best play. And Kirby goes for the Protect, which was also his best play, in my opinion. So Landers basically gets another free Earthquake. It will take out the Sylveon. It will 2-hit KO Seismitoad. It will drop it will drop the Weavile. Earthquake into Tectonic Rage will drop the Mew as well. It'll be interesting to see what Sebi goes for here. It'll be interesting to see what both of them go for here. So keys to victory. I think Kirby's way to victory is either through his Oricorio or weakening Azumarill and Greninja so that Weavile can do the rest of the work, basically. I know this is Tectonic Rage. I don't remember its coverage moves. I didn't get a good look at his Pokepaste. He U-turns out, so the Oricorio comes in here, the playoff bird, the god bird, Oricori goat. This is one of my favorite Pokemon. It is so cool. Takes nothing from U-turn though. However, Landers is pretty much afforded to bring in the Xurkitree. He could bring in Diancie and start clicking rock type moves. The Scizor being weakened opens up Diancie a lot. In comes the Xurkitree though, so it looks like he's going to Tail Glow. Probably assuming that Raikougars is going to calm mind up, probably. Yeah, in comes the Seismitoad for once. On the tail glow though. So if he's not Sash and this thing is packing the energy ball, then Seismitoad should drop through the Rindo Berry, I'm pretty sure. Assuming that he's Rindo. He's Rindo or Sash. Or Scarf. He could be Scarf Seismitoad. It's not a bad brain. Goes for the Rain Dance. He was faster and went for the Rain Dance instead of getting some damage off. He could have got some nice damage off there, and just drops to the energy ball. That may or may not be game if Weavile can't get a flinch or a crit. That may or may not be game. So for those of you guys who don't know, K. Kirby, I think this is his first season in the league. I believe he finished 8-3 in the regular season, 1 in the quarterfinals, 1 in the semifinals. Now sitting at 10-3. But Sebi VGC, formerly known as Blue Victini, you guys may. Those who follow my Pokemon Battle Federation content may remember that I started uploading consistently in Season 3, and I made it to the finals where we faced off against our good buddy Sebi, who went 14-0. I believe he was 11-0 in the regular season, or 12-0 in the regular season, had 2 playoff wins. Or actually, no. He was... I think we had 12. Regardless, he was he had an undefeated regular season, sitting in the finals at 14-0, and we were the 2-time Pokemon Battle Federation champion at the time, the only champion at the time, and Sebi came in and he dethroned us. He took the Season 3 title from me, and had an undefeated season. So then in Season 6 we had a coach drop and Sebi took over the team, and I believe it had 2 losses at the time. Ended up only receiving 1 more loss throughout the season, which was to me, and ended up going throughout the playoffs and beating us in the finals of Season 6. So he's got 2 Pokemon Battle Federation titles under his belt already, and if not for a crit that I had versus him, he would have had another undefeated season, regular season, and what looks to be a finals victory here. It's looking like he's the champion here. I don't see anything taking this is basically almost +6, +5 here, special attack. In comes the Sylveon. More than likely, hoping that the Sylveon can click Hyper Voice to knock out the Xurkitree here, as Seismitoad and Sylveon could both very well be the same speed, or both just naturally faster than Xurkitree, as the Seismitoad did reveal to be faster. So, yeah, down goes the Sylveon. And looks like Xurkitree is going to clean up here. I don't think Mew can knock one-shot it from this range. I know Raikougars can't. It has nothing in its coverage that can knock Xurkitree out in one shot from this range. And in comes the Mew. So the Mew also drops to the Signal Beam there. Would have probably dropped to the Thunderbolt as well. And now this Xurkitree is at +6. And my boy Raikougars cannot get the knockout here. Oh, not a 6-0. Raikougars! You fucking kidding me, you fucking bird? Immediately goes for the Calm Mind, as the Diancie goes for the Diamond Storm there. it will be able to roost. So, oh, if Oricorio was to bring this back off Diamond Storm misses, if Oricorio was to bring this back off of Diamond Storm misses, so the rain's gone. He's going to go for a Calm Mind here. And the Diamond Storm does not pick up the knockout. He'll be able to roost this off once again. Oricorio, you crazy bird, you. He's definitely going to Calm Mind here. He could roost, though, at the same time. Roost is not a bad play here. Calm Mind isn't a bad play either. However, if he does get crit by a Diamond Storm, he will drop. And he can avoid Diamond Storm crits dropping him if he roost up. So roost is probably the best play here. And like, you lose. If Oricorio can't pull this out, then you're going to lose. So, in my opinion, the best play here is the safest plays for Oricorio, and that would be to roost on this turn. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I hope it doesn't get stally. I don't want to take too much time here. I really do. Hope this isn't stally whatsoever. So, let's see here. If he did Calm Mind on a Diamond Storm, and he was left at, say, between 1 and 10%, he could roost up the following turn. Okay, so he does risk it here. And Sebi goes for the Moonblast. So Sebi's got to be careful here because Diamond Storm only has 8 PP. Diamond Storm only has 8 PP, so Sebi definitely has to be careful. This is consistently a 2-hit KO, but Roost making the bird a non-flying type is severely hindering. Oh, there it was. The play was to Roost. I think Oricorio could have brought that back, but there it was, the Diamond Storm coming through. And Sebi, VGC, OP Dragonite, coach of the Montreal Monfernos, has joined this season 3 times, and he has 3 fucking titles. I know that I've tried to cut back on cursing on my channel and things like that for my younger audience, but my boy Sebi has done it again. Good game to both. Obviously, both well deserving to be in here. Both played lights out throughout the season. Sebi was on a completely different level, though. Drafted this insane squad that looks like some sort of trick room meme team, but had so much merit throughout the squad. And Sebi's a fantastic builder, fantastic trick room user, fantastic defensive battler, and was able to pull it through once again. So that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys thought about the prep and the plays on both sides of the field. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.